Imagine your house is on fire. The year is 1750. Smoke pours from the windows. Flames climb the roof. And you rush outside, not for water, and certainly not to call emergency services, but to check the wall of your house for a small metal plaque. If it's there, you might be saved. If it's missing, or the wrong one, you could lose everything. For over 150 years, this was how firefighting worked. Private fire brigades, run by insurance companies, protected only the buildings insured by them. And strangely enough, this chaotic system helped create the public fire departments we rely on today. To understand why insurance companies were fighting fires at all, we have to go back to London in 1666. A small spark in a bakery ignited what became known as the Great Fire of London. Fueled by dry weather and tightly packed wooden buildings, the inferno raged for 4 days. When it ended, 2/3 of the city had been destroyed, over 13,000 houses and 86 churches. Tens of thousands were left homeless. In the aftermath, fear gripped the city. And where there's fear, there's opportunity. In 1680, entrepreneur Nicholas Barbin launched the world's first successful fire insurance company, the Insurance Office for Houses. Homeowners paid a yearly premium, and if their house burned down, the company paid to rebuild it. The idea spread quickly. Other insurers soon followed. But there was a problem. Fires were expensive. Every destroyed house meant a massive payout. The solution was simple economics. Instead of paying to rebuild a house after a fire, why not pay to put the fire out before it spreads? So insurance companies created their own private fire brigades. These brigades existed for one reason: to protect the company's profits. To know which buildings they were responsible for, insurers introduced the fire mark, a metal plaque placed high on a building's front wall, showing the company's emblem. When firefighters arrived at a blaze, the first thing they looked for was the mark. If it belonged to their company, they rushed to put the fire out. If it belonged to a rival, or there was no mark at all, well, then it gets complicated. A popular myth says brigades would simply watch uninsured buildings burn. In reality, it wasn't that simple. In crowded cities, a fire in one building could easily spread to others, including insured ones. So many brigades still fought fires regardless, sometimes billing rival insurers afterward. But the system was chaotic. Rival brigades fought over water sources, prioritized their own customers, and often duplicated efforts. As cities grew during the Industrial Revolution, the inefficiencies became impossible to ignore. Major disasters exposed the problem. The burning of the Palace of Westminster in 1834 showed how poorly coordinated the brigades were. And the devastating Tooley Street fire in 1861, an enormous warehouse blaze, killed Fire Chief James Braidwood and became the final turning point. Even the insurance companies realized the system was unsustainable. Fire didn't respect property lines or insurance policies. Protecting an entire city required a unified service. There had already been attempts to coordinate. In 1833, several insurers merged their brigades into one organization, the London Fire Engine Establishment, led by Braidwood. He was a pioneer who introduced professional training and modern firefighting tactics, but it was still a private system handling a public responsibility. So in 1865, Parliament passed the Metropolitan Fire Brigades Act, 1865. Control of firefighting was transferred from insurance companies to the city government. On January 1st, 1866, London officially created a public fire service, the direct ancestor of today's London Fire Brigade. Although it started as a business strategy by insurance companies trying to protect their profits, the uncontrollable nature of fire itself exposed the fatal flaw in that model. A fire in one house is a threat to every house on the block. The rivalries, the inefficiencies, and the sheer scale of urban disasters proved that a private competitive system was ultimately no match for a common enemy.